Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. Thanks for joining me for Yoga for Surfers. This sequence that we will move through is all about opening up the shoulders, strengthening the back muscles, and preparing the body to surf or to restore the body after a session. Beginning in a comfortable seated position, let your attention draw away from the outside world. Guide your mind home to your heart and focus your attention on the rhythm of your heartbeat. Carry your arms up over your head as you look towards your hands. And then lower your hands halfway, twist to your left. Place your left hand behind you and your right hand onto your left knee. Turn your gaze towards the left shoulder unless if this bothers your neck. Then look wherever is comfortable. Let your body weight relax down through your sitting bones, what we can call grounding. And can you perhaps move inward to the rhythm of your breath? Gently begin to turn your gaze forward. Keep your right palm resting on your left leg. Lift your left arm up, turn your chest forward, and then lean your torso to the right. You can gaze down towards your right knee or right hip. If it feels comfortable in your neck, you can turn your gaze up, looking underneath your left armpit. Breathe here into the side body stretch. Ground your left knee. Release the left leg. Return back to center. Cross your arms. Option to fully wrap your forearms together, or if this is not accessible, place your hands onto your shoulders. Round your spine, and can you sense the shoulder blades pulling apart along your back? Gently lift the spine, arch the back, draw the elbows forward and up, and slowly reverse it, come down and in. Notice as you inhale, this expansion can assist with the arms rising and the chest moving forward. And on the exhale, the ribs can draw in, back, and up, allowing for the upper back to be stretched. If it feels better to reverse that breath technique, you can exhale up and inhale down and notice what that feels like. Release. Carry your arms up towards the sky. Twist to your right. Allow for your exhales to deepen this spinal twist. If possible, close your eyes. Take the journey inward. Release. Turn your gaze forward. Keep your left palm resting on the right leg. Lift your right arm up and lean to the left. Expand the right side of your body through your ribs, your lats, your obliques. Stretch all the way from your right hip to the right fingers. When you feel complete on this side, return to center. Lift the spine to neutral position. Cross at your elbows. Place your hands onto opposite shoulders or fully wrap your forearms together if it's accessible in your body today. Move through 3 to 5 rounds of spinal flexion and extension, arching the back and rounding the spine. And can you sense fluidity? Can you sense movement between each and every vertebra? And what does it feel like in your arms, from your scapula, the backs of your shoulders, down the upper arm to the elbow, and all the way up to the fingertips? Carry your arms out parallel to the floor. Bring your palms to face up and place your palms onto your shoulders. And turn from side to side, and as you exhale deeply through the nose, twist the torso from left to right, right to left. Each time you turn, you'll exhale. Let your inhale be passive and the exhale be active. You might find this exercise to be quite difficult. I tend to go pretty slow here because it feels really good in my thoracic spine, the middle part of the spine that is behind the heart. And this rotation allows to release tight shoulders. It feels really good after a long day of paddling. It can also help strengthen your shoulders if you're getting ready for a session. Keep your elbows up in line with your shoulders. If you need to take a break at any point, take a break and then come right back into it when you feel ready. Return to center slowly. On an inhalation, reach your arms up towards the sky. Pull your fists in like a thumbs up and hold the breath. Flare your ribs and try to draw your energy and your breath up into your heart, through your throat to the top of your head. When you're ready to exhale, release your hands to your heart center or by your side. Pause and notice the subtle shift of energy that you may feel. Seated forward fold. Place your hands down onto the ground in front of you and round your spine until you can't fold forward any further. Trust that wherever your body lands is exactly where it's meant to be. Can your breath be guided to those areas of tightness and tension to help alleviate any stuck or stagnant energy? Make your way back up to seated. You can place your hands behind you and gently switch the crossing of your legs. In your own time, walk your hands forward, bend from your waist, seated forward fold. Gradually make your way back up to a seated position. Come forward onto your hands and knees, tabletop. Press down through your shins, knees right below your hips, wrists below your shoulders. Round your back, press firmly into the floor and tuck your chin, look towards your navel, stretch behind your shoulders. Lean your chest forward. Stretch through your wrists and your forearms by making small circles in a clockwise motion with your shoulders around your wrists. Continue to press your shins down, thus activating your core, moving from your core rather than just from a place of relaxed weight down into your hands. Are you able to synchronize your breath to the movement? And how does that change the dynamic of this practice? Rotate in the opposite direction. Lower your hips to your heels, embryo pose. Tuck your forehead in towards your knees so the top of your head rests on the ground. With your arms resting by your side, allow for the natural curvature of your spine to release. Are you breathing? Can you notice where you're holding on to any tension and let your breath ease the tension? Stretch your arms forward out in front of you and rise up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, press your chest back towards your shins, downward facing dog. To get the right positioning of your downward facing dog, lean yourself forward into a plank pose. Lift your heels, stack your shoulders on your wrists, then press your hips up and resist the urge to narrow your stance or walk your feet forward. Offer a slight bend in your knees if this feels like it's straining your hamstrings. Press evenly into your thumb and index finger. Can you sense your forearms strengthening? Relax your neck and your head. Flex your core. Lift your heels up. Bend at your knees. Round your back like cat. And come forward into your high plank. Upward facing dog, release your hips towards your wrists. Keep your toes tucked under and roll your shoulder blades back. Lower your legs down onto the floor, untuck your toes one at a time. Continue to lift your chest. Stay here for as long as you'd like. If this bothers your back, lower a little bit closer down to the floor. We'll all meet down onto the ground. Interlace your fingertips back behind you. Press your shins towards the earth. Lengthen your spine forward and up. Breathe into the front of your shoulders. This is a phenomenal stretch to restore the body after surfing or even to prepare the shoulders for all of the work that they're about to do. We will be here a little bit longer, and if you're not feeling the stretch, you have the option to go a little bit further. Bend your knees, release your hands, and hold on to your feet. If this is too intense of a stretch, go back to what you were just doing. Press your shins back while reaching your chest forward. Ground through your hips and lengthen the toes and the head up. This isn't meant to be a big back bend. It's meant to help stretch more through your chest if you don't feel the stretch with your hands bound behind you. With control, slowly release down to the floor. Reach your right arm to the right, in line with the shoulder, and roll onto the right side of your body. Pick your left leg up and place the left foot to the ground behind you. It's important to know the difference between discomfort and pain. If you feel discomfort in this pose, then I highly recommend you deepen your breath into the area that feels the most tense. However, if you are experiencing pain, move into a position where you're not going to feel any more pain. Press down through your right leg and roll yourself back to center. Lift the head, switch the direction of your gaze, and transition to the other side. Press down through your left leg and return to center on your belly. Gaze forward, place your palms underneath your shoulders, straighten your arms, upward facing dog. Tabletop position, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Flex your right foot and leg up towards the sky behind you. Hug your right knee into your chest and step the right foot forward behind the right wrist. Surrender your left leg, your left knee to the ground. Place something under your knee if this bothers your knee. Press your left shin down and your right shin forward. Option to release your head and your neck by tucking your chin to your chest. Half splits pose. Flex your right toes, reach your hips back and straighten your right leg. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders for more support. Stretch and breathe into your right hamstring. You can choose to stay here as long as you'd like, or start to bend your right knee, reposition your hands and lunge forward. Stretch your right arm up and turn your torso towards the sky. Another option would be to bend your back knee, reach your fingertips onto the outer edge of your foot so that you're getting an external rotation in your shoulder. If this stretch is too intense, go back to your lunge. Trust that your body is exactly where it's meant to be and that your breath will soothe any discomfort. With control, release your hand from your foot. Place your right hand down next to your left hand. Tuck your back toes and lift the back knee. Lateral lunge. Place your left foot down and lift your right toes up. Bend your left knee, sit your bum back, and straighten your right leg until you feel a stretch in your groin. Option to stay here or find a half bind. Place your left hand behind your back and hook the fingertips onto the right thigh. Final option here, press the right foot down, bound triangle. Continue to press down through the outsides of your feet. Lift the quadriceps up and turn your chest towards the sky. Breathe nice and deep. Look down towards your right big toe and release the bind. Bend your right knee, pivot your left heel up. Standing splits, lift your back leg up from the earth. Press down through your standing right leg. Aim to experience a stretch along your hamstring. And gradually release back down to the floor. Straighten both legs for another hamstring stretch. Option to bring your nose towards your knee. Pick your right leg up, three-legged down dog. Extend the right leg up and back. Bend your right knee, guiding your heel towards your bum. Press evenly through both hands and reach your chest towards your left leg. Ground the left heel towards the earth, even if it doesn't touch. Stay here for a few more rounds of breath, or option to lean forward into a plank. Keep your left leg straight and place the right toes back behind you. Flip your dog. In your own timing, slowly journey back to downward facing dog with control. Lean forward into a plank pose. Adjust your hands under your shoulders as necessary. Press your hands firmly into the ground like you are trying to duck dive your board under a wave. Then exhale, ripple the spine back, downward facing dog. Transition to the other side. Lift your left foot up from the ground. And bring your left foot forward behind the left wrist. Release your right knee down to the ground. Use any support as necessary. Breathe into sensation. Let your breath soothe and cool any heat or tension that may arise. Walk your hands under your shoulders, shift your hips back, half splits. Curl the left toes towards the shin. Even the pinky toe side of your left foot flexes towards your outer hip. Lift your chest and your gaze. Reposition your hands while bending your left knee, lunge forward. Inhale and exhale, turn your torso to the left. Bend your back knee, place your hand onto the outer edge of your foot. If at any point you find your mind wandering or being stuck in the intensity of this sensation, bring your attention back home to your heart and let your breath do the rest. Release your hand from your foot. Place your left hand alongside your right hand. Lateral lunge, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Bend into your right knee, straighten your left leg. Option 1, stay here. Again, your left leg does not have to straighten. Option 2, find your half bind. Triangle pose. Place the left foot firmly into the earth. Imagine that you had a rubber band wrapped around your shins. Try to keep tension on the rubber band while guiding the shins apart. Pull your front body to your back body, strengthening your core, and rotate your torso up towards the sky. If gazing up bothers your neck, look down, or place your head in a position that feels comfortable. And pivot your left toes to match your right toes and release down and forward, wide-legged forward fold. Option to interlace your hands back behind you. Take a break here. Let this be a more restorative and relaxing position. Release your hands underneath your shoulders. Pivot forward into your lunging position once more. Standing splits. Release your head, your neck. Let your breath help you fold deeper. Gradually bend your standing leg. Step your right foot back. Lunge. Apply pressure down into your hands. Pick your left leg up. Three-legged downward facing dog. Bend your left knee, heel to buttocks. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, lift the right heel. Stack your shoulders in line with your wrist. Place the left toes back behind you. Flip your dog. control, mindfully transition back to your downward facing dog. And shift forward into a plank position. Lower your knees down onto the ground. Untuck your toes. Child's pose or embryo pose. Raise yourself up onto your hands and knees. Bring your right shin forward for half pigeon. Scoot your left leg back until you feel a stretch in front of your left hip flexors. Create a sense of balance and symmetry on both sides of the body. You can stay upright or place your hands out in front of you, and just like our seated forward fold, walk your hands forward until your spine rounds. You may use a cushion or a yoga block to rest your head on, or any sort of props to bring the ground closer if this stretch is too intense. If you find your mind wandering, come back to bringing your attention home into your heart. Allow for sensation to exist without it becoming too much of a distraction. If you need to make any adjustments so that you can rest in this pose a little bit longer, please do so accordingly. Press down through your shins, place your hands onto the ground, and lift your spine back up. Lean to the outside of your right hip, hold on to the left shin, place the left foot outside of your right leg. Half Lord of the Fishes pose. Twist to your left, place your left palm behind you as though it was a pillar to a very strong building. Your left palm supports the lengthening of your spine up, while the exhale supports deepening your twist. Gradually release, turn your gaze forward. Keep your legs as they are just for fun. Walk your hands to the opposite side. Pick your back leg up and come into your downward facing dog. Lower your knees down onto the ground and find half pigeon with your left leg coming forward this time. Untuck your back toes. Scoot your right leg back until you experience the sensation in the front side of your right hip. Make any necessary adjustments. Option to stay upright, or once again, you may fold down and forward, Press down through your legs, place your hands back underneath your shoulders, and lift your torso upright. Lean to the outer left hip and guide your right leg forward, placing the right foot outside of your left leg. This time, twist to your right. Guide your knee towards your torso so that you're experiencing a stretch in the outer hip and the piriformis and the glute. Slowly release. Guide the soles of your feet together and butterfly your knees wide. Place your hands onto the feet. Lengthen the spine upright. Hinge from your waist and fold forward. Release your head, neck, and shoulders. Allow for this pose to be more restorative, aiming to stretch along the back side of the body. You might experience a stretch in your groin, your hips, your lower back. Wherever you feel the sensation, breathe into it. Being mindful that you have been folded forward for quite some time, press down through your bum, engage the core, and roll up to a seated position. Extend your legs out in front of you. Once again, round your spine forward. Allow for gravity to do the work for you. find one more breath cycle here before rising up to a seat. Move very slowly to support the lengthening of your spine. Once you stack the crown of your head on top of the base of your spine, bend your knees and lower down onto your back. Release your hands down by your side. Lift the hips up away from the ground. Anchor down through the feet, the arms, the back of the skull. It's important in our back bends to flex the glutes so that the front line of our body is being stretched. When you feel like it's time to come down, release the spine back onto the earth. Take a break. Find a breath cycle or two. And then flow through this bridge pose 2 more times at your own pace. If you would like some guidance, inhale, lift your hips from the floor, flex your glutes, press the back of your shoulders down. Once at the top, take a breath cycle or 2, feel the strength in your spine, in your legs, and then reverse the motion, coming back down onto the floor. Place your arms out nice and wide. Tilt your pelvis left to right. Allow for your upper leg bone to sway from side to side. Wind removing pose. Bend your right knee into your chest. You can keep your left knee bent or extend your left leg long. Interlace your hands in front of your right shin and pull your knee and your leg down towards the outer right side of your ribs. Extend your right leg up, interlace your hands behind the leg. Get a nice deep stretch in your hamstring one last time, and then release your hands. Straighten your right leg down and forward. And switch sides, bend your left knee into your chest. Option to place the right foot down onto the ground to help lengthen the lower back, or extend the right leg forward. With your knee pulling into your chest, it's possible that there is a stimulation of your digestive organs, which is known to assist with the assimilation of food, as well as the assimilation and digestion of all the things that you've learned in this practice. Extend your left leg up for your hamstring stretch. Take one more breath in, and slowly release your left leg down. Position yourself for your final resting pose, Shavasana. And once you're settled in, return to observing your breath. And perhaps could you notice a relationship between your breath and your heartbeat? Without changing anything, without trying, bring your awareness home to your heart. Allow for your mind to take a break. If you experience discomfort or the craving to move, return to observing your breath. Touch the quietness and the stillness inside of you. Now that you're all ready to carry on with the rest of the day or into the evening, begin to awaken your body through subtle movements. Guide larger movements into your body, like reaching your arms over your head. Roll to one side of your body for fetal position. Make your way up to a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands together at the heart center, we bow forward in honor of each other's practice. Thank you for joining me for Yoga for Surfers. Namaste.